to, and I'm not even sure how to say this. I'm going to say MC COLBERT from Puerto Rico, who wants to talk about positive atheism in Puerto Rico. You're on with Tracy and John.
Hey, Tracy and John, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. Thanks for taking my call.
So what's going on in Puerto Rico?
Great weather.
I mean, as far as atheism.
As far as atheism, there's a pretty good group of atheists here, I find. But I would say Catholic. The Catholic religion is pretty big here.
Okay.
So basically, the first caller actually touched upon many things that I wanted to talk about. First off, I'm an atheist, and I'm also black, which is kind of a shock to a lot of people when I say that I'm an atheist, and especially being black, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like I have a third eye. But really, it's kind of like that. But when I was talking, what I want to talk about was positive atheism. Was she actually mentioned earlier, and as Matt also mentioned, leave your grandma alone. I find that there's certain conversations that there's no need to even have them or even need to go there. It's kind of like I view it now as more of there's certain conversations where you're just going to pass by each other and you're not going to get anywhere, and you know it's not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Because these people are so firm in their belief that it's just never going to change their mind or even get them to look at anything. And you just have to leave it alone. And that's something I learned over the years of being an atheist. And my mother is a diehard Catholic. And I remember when I came out to her, it was like the biggest shock ever. And she thought that I actually struggled with the problem of going to hell and all that kind of stuff. But eventually I got over it. But that was one of the first things she had said to me, that I was going to go to hell. And it was kind of like, wow, your own mother said you're going to hell. It's not something you do. But it's... you just kind of let it go, because there's no need to, or even bother to basically justify yourself, you could say. It's just a lack of a belief, and you told that and you told that. And I feel as if many people, many of the atheists that I kind of run into, especially in the black community, I always feel as if they need to basically defend themselves. But it's more so who cares? It's somebody thinks that you're an atheist, and it's whatever negative thoughts they have of that, kind of just let it go, and don't even. At this point, I don't even try to fight it or even try to discuss certain things with certain people, because I just know it's not going to go anywhere.
Sure.
And it's one of those things, because my mother, for instance, I keep bringing back to her, because there's certain things that she's a diehard believer. When I say diehard believer, really into the Catholic Church, and there's certain things I believe that I really think are really ridiculous, but I'm not gonna, trying to fight her over that and trying to convey her hey, this is this, that. And even recently with the past incidents with the church, with the Catholic Church, she actually called me herself and she said, hey, it kind of touched her face in a way. And I was like, wow, something actually got to her, you know what I mean? And it wasn't me. And
that's interesting.
It was like, oh, wow, she's questioning this now. And she said, I'm very disappointed with what's going on. And she actually was talking to me about this. And I almost felt as if it was more of tell me more about this atheism thing, you know what I mean? It was I felt like it was more about that. And, when she, got to the news about what was going on with, Catholic Church and all that kind of stuff. And so basically, it's to all my black atheists out there.
Right.
You're perfectly fine, with the way you are.
Yeah.
If you're an atheist or not. But I do feel like in the black community, being an atheist is biggest shocker ever.
Yeah, and, I think you certainly have a unique situation and unique cultural issues around that don't apply necessarily to everyone. And we had some interesting discussion about that on the blog, where they were saying, I don't understand this need for a black atheist community, like black non-believers, because we had Mandisa on.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that certain demographics have unique problems that it's okay to address them in a unique way because they don't apply universally.
Right.
Yeah, that's very important. That you said that because even me, when I became an atheist, it was more so of it was my own personal journey. It was just me, myself, and I, and no one knew about it. And when I came out, it was my brother had asked me if I could baptize, the godfather to his son, which is my nephew. And with me being an atheist, I was kind of, I don't want to I don't want to disrespect you or anything of that,
right.
nature, but I don't really believe in it. And that's when I kind of came out, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, wow!" And everyone felt the need to call me and say,
right.
"Oh, you're not going to baptize your nephew?"
Right, but you have to promise, right? Don't you have to promise to raise him up in the faith?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
I can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I said to him, I'd be more than welcome to come to the, to the event, and I'll even come to the church, and it's like they really do not know what, how would I say this? It's a strange thing, thing to them, where it's like, wow, a black person's an atheist. So I told him, I said, I would come to the event, I'll come to the church, but I'm just not going to participate in some other things. I to go and say certain things,
right.
and that I'm actually not gonna, and it's just basically to respect you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. And they were very shocked by that. First of all, they were very shocked I even showed up to the church, but because I think that being a Catholic, to get that to be a godfather or godmother, have to attend, I think church service, something like that. Don't quote me on this. Or you have to speak with the priest, and they have to give you this whole course what
right.
baptism is and all that kind of stuff. And I said, I'd be more than welcome to go, and actually went and I attended it, and it was, the same old, Catholic and whatnot. And it was just, basically what really bothered me the most was the fact that my nephew, who was at the time, I was 6 or 7 months old, was thought to be a sinner. And that really did not sit well with me at all.
I understand.
And I explained that to them. I said, hey, I think this is a very, very perverse thought, and I'm just not going to participate in this the way you think I'm going, the way you need me to.
I'm super glad. I mean, it sounds like you have a really good relationship with your family, and it sounds like you have open lines of communication. It sounds like you have...
absolutely.
That's awesome.
And it's all through the positive atheism. It's not...
Right.
I wasn't really trying to offend them or in any way, shape, or form. And they totally understand, and everybody knows that. When they go to a family dinner, for instance, my mother celebrated her 50th, and my wife she recently became an atheist. She came out, and I told her, I said, this is going to be a prayer service before dinner, and et cetera.
Super cool.
This is what they do, and I hope that's okay with you. Like, that's perfectly fine with me. And I think that's where the positive atheism comes, where it's like, oh, I'm not going to do this, or, oh, this is crazy. And, I just said, hey, they totally understand me when I hope they do.
Yeah. And I think there are definitely times when the soft, pitch or the more passive approach is probably best. Like you say, you just hang back and you let people approach you. They'll eventually come to you. These conversations will be organic. You don't have to necessarily make an announcement that you're an atheist. It will come out. No, I totally get it. Hey, we have a few more calls to get on in only a couple minutes, so I'm going to let you go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please get on to it. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, though, for your call, and I think it was a good message.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And now